So all of those sugars that end in OL, alcohol sugars.
The maple syrup is no good.
Maple sap from a tree is mildly sweet. Never seen nobody go up and suck on a damn maple tree. What we have is 30 gallons of maple sap that we boil down to 1 gallon to get the concentration of the sugar. Maple sap is not sweet as maple syrup. That's a concentrate. All syrups are concentrates. Ask yourself, can maple syrup grow if I put it in the ground? Then I shouldn't need it. Can a Coca-Cola grow if I put it in the ground? I shouldn't need it. Yeah, I'm just saying, put it on that level, then you grasp what I'm trying to say. These things are made by man. And we don't want to do that. Men cannot play God. What are we doing here? So it's a valid question. You can't make maple syrup grow. You can't make white sugar grow. It's a glycerin anyway, and it's used to blow up stuff in the first place. That's how we blow up stuff.
This is Mosin, a simple, beautiful tea infuser designed to change where you brew and drink loose leaf tea.
And if you put a bug in it, the bug will just evaporate. Except for a Negro, that's another story. They just multiply. So maple syrup was not a food. Honey is not a food. The bees don't eat it. Only the queen eats it. And she's a professional hoe. So just saying, you don't do, honey will not grow if you put it in the ground. It will not. So don't eat it. It's not alive. After a while, it's not that difficult to be healthy. It's just very difficult to be stupid. You gotta practice every day. Wake up in the morning and say, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Get the day started right. You have to practice every skill. If you want to play the piano, you gotta practice. If you want to be stupid, you gotta practice. Yeah. Wipe your mouth with toilet paper. Fart on your dinner table. I don't know. I don't know that many stupid people. Nonetheless, we're just trying to get a better idea of what's going here with this manipulation of food and this manipulation of people. Because if I know how to manipulate the minerals, I can manipulate you. It's a very dangerous thing. I know that if I take away the manganese, I get a seedless grape. It's a mineral. If I block that, some children will not eat a grape if it has a seed in it because they ain't never seen it. They throw the damn thing away. This is a new era here. Seed in here. What's the seed going in the watermelon? I throw the damn watermelon away. But I know how to manipulate the minerals, so I block the manganese, and you will have seedless watermelon. And manganese helps you nurture yourself, nurture your children. You see? So I stop the women from getting manganese, and they can't nurture their children. They liable to cuss their child up. And that's what's happening. You've seen the results of someone manipulating minerals because we know it. We only have to know 30 minerals to manipulate someone.
Greetings. Today is our annual tribute to Dr. LLAILA Afrika. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a cousin that you can come on. Today is one of those days that you can come on and talk to me. And let me make sure all my phone lines is ready. Yeah, I'm going to be putting up the phone lines so people can actually come in and actually call in, or they can come up online on the StreamYard line and salute one of our greats, the one, the only Dr. LLAILA Afrika. I hope everybody's feeling well out there. Do me a favor, family. If you're on Instagram, if you're on any one of the apparatuses that I'm logging into, please share, like, subscribe, and comment if you must. Okay, respectfully. We're doing a tribute to Dr. LLAILA Afrika. He would have been 70 98 years of age today. So big up to Dr. LLAILA Afrika, wherever he is in the universe. He's everywhere, to tell you the truth. Once you become one with the universe, you become one with everything in the universe. So enough respect to Dr. LLAILA Afrika, who is one with the universe at this time. Enough respect to him. Enough respect to all of you out there that may be confined in the body, but one day you will become one with the universe. I am your host, King Simon, right here on King Simon Presents Only Quality People in the Mathematical Universe, as I like to dub it. This is the Mathematical Universe. And of course, my PayPal and Cash App is on the board. But we're going to support, instead of supporting me, I want y'all to support Dr. LLAILA Afrika and his beautiful legacy. So I'm going to put the website, the Cash App, and the PayPal in right here. And y'all can, I'm going to scroll that on the bottom for the duration of the evening. You'll see it scrolling on the bottom, his website. So that is the website, of course, LLAILAAfrika.com. The Cash App is $charleschild. And of course, the PayPal is paypal.com, and use Dr. Melanie 16 at Yahoo. Okay, I'm going to scroll it at the bottom, and you can keep on supporting them during the duration of this particular broadcast. And if you just want to go to their website and buy the books that they have, I know they have a deal going on right now. Matter of fact, they have a consultant. If you want to become a consultant or a counselor in holistic health, you are more than welcome to do so. They have a special price going on right now on the website, LLAILAAfrika.com. Holistic nutritional counselor. So if you want to be a nutritional counselor and take the nutritional counselor course, I know the first part starts February 24th. The second part is March the 23rd. And the third part is April 27th. And believe me when I say it is a vigorous course. Those who know Dr. Afrika and his wife does not pull any punches. It is a vigorous course, but you will learn. You will not only learn, but you will be able to do urine tests and samples and all that kind of stuff. Dr. Afrika was very thorough when it came to certain things. And we will be taking calls, or we will, if you look at the top of the chat, you'll see that I already posted the StreamYard link. The StreamYard link is in the chat, and also the telephone numbers in the chat if you want to call in, or you just want to come on live, turn on your camera, let's see who you are, and come on live and really tell us how he helped you, how his teachings from his books like Holistic Health and all the rest of the books that he has on his website, which we'll be showing the website momentarily also. And there's a clip I would like to play before we get into all the antics, but I would like to read something from one of his bios from back in the day. Matter of fact, this was something that was back in 2009. They had a thing called I don't know if y'all can see, y'all might not be able to see this clearly, but it's called the African Holistic Health New York Chapter Membership. This is back in 2009. Big up to Sister Shy and all the people that was a part of this membership. So let me read his bio to you first and foremost, so people know that this is not a joke. And anything I do in behalf of Dr. Afrika, I always send a tribute and send love. You can go to his website. If you don't want to send Cash App or PayPal and you want to get product, go to the website. Everything is scrolling right now at the bottom, www.LLAILAAfrika.com. Cash App, that's $Charles. That is their publishing company. Cash App, that's the name of their publishing company. And of course, PayPal.me. Use Dr. Melanie 16 at Yahoo, and make sure you make it out to friends and family. So let me read his bio. This is from 2009. I know they have another smaller bio in his book in the back of his book, but I want to read the long version of his bio where it says, Dr. LLAILA Afrika, lecturer, teacher, historian, author, health consultant. Dr. LLAILA Afrika is a lecturer and author. He can help you understand and become aware of natural remedies and treatments. He is a nutritional consultant, massage therapist, historian, certified addictionologist, acupuncturist, writer, and doctor of naturopathy. And he has studied in countries such as Africa, Europe, and of course, America. Dr. Afrika believes that each of his clients from children to the elderly, has been among his many teachers, and he is fully embedded to them all, indebted to them all. Pardon me. Dr. LLAILA Afrika lectured on 80 plus different topics. He contends that good health does not belong exclusively to any culture or race, but is a human right and product of nature. There are many people teaching various aspects of proper nutrition. Good nutrition is important because our food gives us the energy to do the things we have to do and want to do with our lives. How does not eating correctly affects us? The first thing that usually comes to mind is some people get fat. Getting fat is only one physical manifestation of a certain type of bad nutrition. Dr. LLAILA Afrika has carefully studied both the short and the long-term effects of poor nutrition, and this exhaustive analysis can be found in his book, Nutricide, The Nutritional Destruction of the Black Race, originally published in 1993. Some of y'all wasn't even born then, you know what I'm saying? And he has arrived to update it in 2002. So in 2000. So he did update the book. And of course, his last update for the African Holistic book is the textbook. Make sure y'all get the textbook if you can. The textbook of African Holistic Health. That is the textbook. It has at least 200 to 300 more pages in this book from the one that y'all might be getting on Amazon. He's not making no money from that. The ones that you get from his website that's what he's getting. So make sure y'all go to LLAILAAfrika.com. That's LLAILAAfrika.com, and go to his website and show him some real love, because that's what it's all about for me. I have all of his books, but a lot of it is in storage. I kept the main one out, of course, which is that textbook. But there's his website right there, www.LLAILAAfrika.com. Cashapp, Charles Child, PayPal, Dr. Melanie 16 at Yahoo. So you don't have to share no funds with me if you don't want to. If you do, it's up to you. But if you don't, just send it to them. Buy a book. Today is his born day. Today is his 78th born day. He passed on in 2020. He passed under the age 74, which 7 + 4 is 11. Master number. A master would leave under a master frequency. That makes a lot of sense to me. A master number person would leave under the master frequency. So I got it. I understand it. I'm fully engaged in it, to tell you the truth. So let me play another clip, and those who do want to come in, like I said, that is what is, he's been gone for the last 4 years. He's been transitioned for the last 4 years, but I've had dreams about him. Him and I has laughed in the astral realm. His wife has told me she has definitely experienced him in the astral realm. And it is such an important factor to know that our brother, Dr. LLAILA Afrika, is doing what he is doing in the realm by guiding his beautiful wife to do these courses. And she has, she's gone through some stuff, big up to Dr. Melanie. Not too long after Dr. Afrika transitioned, her mother transitioned also. So she's going through stuff, and I haven't spoken to her probably in a good 6-7 months, but she is definitely going through some stuff, and it's good to support somebody like her. Again, go to the website if you want to get any of the books. Please go to Charles Childs. If you want to do Cash App, that's $ Charles Childs, and PayPal.com, Dr. Melanie 16 at Yahoo. Show them some love. Show them some love. Don't be afraid to show love, because when you spread love and circulate love, it comes back to you tenfold. I can definitely attest to that. When I've spread love to certain people and to certain venues and certain things, it always comes back to me within within that 24 hours or within 72 hours. Usually it's always within the 72 hours. Somebody might book a session. Somebody might buy a book. Somebody might do something. But that's one thing I can tell from the fact is that the love does come back. And that's what I learned from Reverend Ike and various other. If you spread love and circulate finance or currency in any way, it has no other way but to come back. If you're just spending and just throwing away money, that's what you're exactly doing, just spending and throwing away. But if you're circulating frequency and money and cash and whatever, that comes back to you, whether it comes back in a generous offer from somebody, whether it comes back in multiple ways. Sometimes with me, it comes back in book sales real quick. My Cash App gets hit up, or or people might book a session. Like somebody just texts me to book a session. So if I send them the link to book a session, then all of a sudden, because what I'm doing with y'all is what's coming back to me. So I understand this reciprocity. And since I'm on that, let me play this one clip first on what Dr. Afrika said about certain things. And I want people to check out this brief clip that I have for him. Hold on one second. Let me just, I like to make sure I set things up, and then that's why I put myself in the background. And let me stream that long. Okay, I'm gonna put myself in the background. Let's share screen. And let's go to that particular link right here. This is the link, and let me blow it up, and let me get ready to start it right now. And here we go.
Getting into all of these diseases, you know you're dying, your friends are dying, this one's got heart problems, this one has arthritis, this one has prostate disease. And so you have around you examples of what have happened to you if you keep eating the way you're eating. We're in a crisis here. That crisis is Black men are becoming infertile, prostate disease. You pick up the paper, there's always somebody with it. Sidney Poitier, you name them. Minister Farrakhan, just a long list. So you know it's something amok here. Something's going on here. 50% of the Black women have fibroid tumors, and 1/3 of the couples are infertile. Something is going on here. So I don't know what it takes to have a wake-up call. All I know is that when we came over here from Africa, we were 90% cavity-free. And most of you don't even have all your teeth, which is pitiful. So we have to go back and look at what we were doing before all of this happened. So it's important that we understand melanin, because melanin is how we define what a race is. But it's also important that we understand that everyone else plays a cultural game when they come here to America. They do that. If the Asians come here, they open up an Asian market. They can't eat unless they see Korea on the plate or China on the plate. If the Irish come over here, if the Italians come over here, they say, I want Italian food. I have to see Italy on the plate. So everybody's attaching food to culture. Everybody. The Chinese have a Chinese market. They eat their Chinese food. They say, I have to see China on this plate or I can't eat. So you say, I don't know what to eat. I mean, okay, you say, I can't do all that research, you know. So you say, I'll just look at those pictures. They got pictures all over with hieroglyphics, paintings of what their ancestors ate. And you won't see any white sugar. You won't see any bleached white flour. You won't see a glass of milk. You won't see any salt. Because your ancestors said, well, if you can't read this stuff, I'm going to paint it on the wall what we ate. So we know we're not eating our diet. When you off your culture, you off your diet. When you off your diet, you off your culture. You can't have one without the other. So we have to say, why are we having all of these diseases at a higher rate than any other race in America? Why do we have the highest diabetes rate? Why is this? Why do we have the highest high blood pressure rate? Why are we going blind at the highest rate of any other racial group? What's going on here? You say, well, maybe it has something to do with junk food.
That's right. That's right. Let's give that a round of applause, Dr. Afrika, as usual. Dr. Afrika, as usual, drop it like it's hot, as he usually is. I want to big up. I see somebody backstage. Let's bring her on right now, because I know she's a busy lady. I want to bring on the one, the only Sister Kafunya in the building. How you doing, Sister Kafunya? How you doing?
I'm fine. I did my first ice bath today.
Oh wow, where you did that at?
and Hackensack. It was really, really beautiful.
Yes, yes. I've done it myself. I've actually did it in my own tub. I don't depend on nobody. I can do this
Yeah,
myself.
I'm gonna start doing it
Yeah,
in my tub, but it was my very first time
that's good.
doing it, and it. I mean, it's definitely good for health and wellness for sure.
Right, right. That's right. Sister Kafunia, if y'all don't know, she and Sister Monique are the producers of Spiritual Legacies. Tell them who y'all got next coming up, because y'all had a great one with Professor James. Well, matter of fact, I have the flyer. Who y'all got next coming up? I got these two that's coming up February 3rd. I heard these
That's
two.
right.
All right, Black Dot and my man Blue Pill gonna be in there. Both of them. So tell us what's the spiritual legacy all about before you tell us your brief story about Dr. Layla Afrika and your gift.
Well, we feel and we have felt that too many of our walking ancestors are leaving the planet before they can get their plants and their flowers.
Right.
And we just said we're going to start honoring our living ancestors among us to bring their vital information for the next generation, or for the people who do not know these things that have been hidden from them. So we specialize in having the youth 17 and under are free to come in. We have different guests. I do the sound bath meditation uh, at the event, and it's a wonderful thing that we're doing, and we're going to be doing big things. I know you're going to be coming through soon when it gets a little warmer.
Yes, that's right.
And yeah, it's a joy to be able to do these things for the community.
Right.
And I love working with Monique, and I honor and I respect her family legacy of Mr. Nicholas, starting way back on 18th Street in Union Square.
Right.
So that's really important to me, and that's where I get the energy to do these things. As you know, you and I, we used to do the heavy promotion and publicity with all the who's who of reggae music.
Yes,
we've been doing that for a minute, and as a matter of fact, I came out of it and I started working at East West Books.
Yes.
And when they closed, you invited me to come to some of your cultural events, and and the rest is your story, and the rest is my story as well.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, because I was still in between. I was still in between the nightclubs and the consciousness, coming back into the consciousness,
right.
Although we provided good conscious entertainment, we can actually
absolutely
say
Roots and culture was the thing for me for sure. I didn't want to deal with the other kind of stuff. I wanted, I was always into consciousness anyway. In the beginning stages of my spiritual journey, I always knew that this is what I wanted to be involved in. So it slowly evolved it on its own.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's what it has done. And I continue to do, my health and wellness. And Dr. Afrika, oh my God. I mean, I was always curious about, holistic health and everything like that, because I didn't understand why people, would be leaving the planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What they would be doing. And then by studying with him, I learned so many things about different herbs and whatnot that you can use. I became a graduate and certified, and it's a beautiful practice. I have evolved into sound healing meditation, but I still maintain, because Dr. Afrika in his book talks about crystals, color therapy, essential oils. So it all fits in to what I am doing right now. And I love to assist people, and I meet them where they are. But Dr. Afrika and Dr. Melanie, they are amazing, amazing beings. And, perhaps some of my alumni will be coming on earlier, after me,
Yes, 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 yes.
and talk about how the three of us, were in the program at the same time, and we did our internship.
Right.
We had Bernardo Lapalo.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, let me tell you, when people talk about aging and whatnot, I said, don't let the Babylon system program you into your limitations, because that's
Exactly.
what they try to do. They program you. And I always look to Bernardo Lapalo,
Hmm.
who left the planet when he was 114 and wrote his first book when he was 100 plus years young. And
That's
he
right. I
never looked
remember.
his,
Get him a round of applause. That's right. Give him a round of
yes.
applause. That's
So,
right. That's right.
so we have our examples of
Hmm.
what we can become. And like I said, when I sent out the share, I said, family, you do know that your health is your wealth. You
Yes, sir.
do know that,
That's right.
because you can have all of the money, the luxuries, and everything, but if you don't have your health, brother, you would trade that for a homeless person who's running up and down in a heartbeat to get
Mm-hmm.
that. So it's not just one thing, it's your mindset, it's what you take in, it's who you have around you. It's not just one thing, oh, I'm vegan. Yeah, but you can have a not so good heart. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So it's not just one thing, like you say too, King Simon. It's not just one thing. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And I give thanks for you allowing me to come on and celebrate my teacher,
Yes.
Dr. LLAILA Afrika, who I love and respect, and he was just so a matter of fact, and
Yes.
he brought the humor, because
Yes.
sometimes with our people or anyone to get the message into the subconscious mind,
Yes.
humor plays a huge part of that. So
Right.
I
Right.
loved him for that. He would have me
Yes.
cracking up,
Yes, he would.
and I give honors to you, King Simon, because you have encouraged me to write my book. I have my manuscript ready,
Good.
you
Good. Good.
know,
Congratulations.
and,
Congratulations.
and I
Congratulations.
have it binded already. I just have to send it out to someone who's going to edit it for me, and I'll probably talk to you about that offline. But
Right.
I'm
Right. Right.
very proud of it, of the book. And, as a matter of fact, I have two. One is about my visions that I
Mhm.
have, and the other one is about the spoken word. And
Yes.
then the next book, which is coming up, is the one, My Journey into Crystals, and then my journey into the music business as a divine feminine
Mm.
in the mix. So you're an inspiration to me, King Simon, because you keep, Capunya, you gotta write that book. You gotta write that book. You gotta write that book. And I'm so proud of myself. So I bliss up myself. I'm
Yes.
proud of me, and bliss me, and
Yes.
all of those things. And I give thanks to creation and my
Yes.
intuition
Yes.
for doing it. And I love what you're doing for Dr. LLAILA Afrika, and big respect to Melanie, Dr. Melanie,
Yes.
who is continuing the legacy. Who knows? Y'all might be the publishers of my book. I don't know. We have to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking about that. You know what I mean? So give thanks and praise to
Yes.
you. And I know your Earth Strong is coming on. And guess what? My son, my middle son's Earth Day, I reminded him today that it is his new year,
Right.
okay, at the same day as my teacher. I reminded him, I said, you got some good genes in you, my
Got some
brother.
good deed.
So,
Got some good deed. That's right. That's right. Get that around applause. Happy birthday to him.
yeah,
Birthday
Jediah,
to him.
yeah, his name is Jediah Menelik.
Jediah.
Je-
Yes. Big up to Jediah.
Jediah Menelik. So one love, King Simon. Thank
One
you
love.
so much, and
You're
we'll
welcome.
talk.
All right, my
One
dear.
love.
You be safe. Thank you very much, Kafunya, for coming on. All
Yes,
right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Like I said, family, of course, the link is pinned on the top if you want to come in and talk to me. And if you feel to come on and talk on the phone, it's up to you. The number is also pinned on the top also. So you're more than welcome to do that. If you look at the live, you can actually, if you look at the top, the link is on the StreamYard link. If you want to come in, just turn on your camera and come in. Tell us how Dr. Afrika affected your life and how is he still affecting your life. And big up to Carrie Ann, my co-host, usually on Wednesday. We're gonna restart in February of Wednesdays on February. So big up to Carrie Ann doing her thing. Her birthday just recently passed yesterday, actually. So happy birthday to Carrie Ann. Happy birthday, beloved. Happy birthday. She just came back from Jamaica, so it's going to be off the hook. And let me play another clip. You know, I'm going to keep on playing clips until people keep on coming up in the background. If they come up on the background, I'm just going to play short clips and then prepare them to come on up, and make sure your camera's on if you're coming up through StreamYard. If you're calling in, the number is up there, 718-210-8853. That's the number, 718-280. Man, let me throw it up on the screen. That's it. If you want to call in and you can't come on camera, 718-210-8853. You can call in right now. The number is right here. The number is right here, 718-210-8853, and you can come on and talk to me, or you can come on the StreamYard link like we have up there on stream pinned up on the top there. You can always come on the StreamYard link and get to talk to me directly about your experience with Dr. Afrika or his books. If you never met him or you're watching his teachings on YouTube, hey, tell us the story real quick, because Doc is listening. Doc is always listening. He wants everybody to really apply what he's written in all 11 or 12 books. I know he has unpublished books too that I hope Melanie puts out, but that's up to her. That's how it is. I know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So family, it's I want to read something before I go to the link, but let me set up the link. I want to read something from his book. Look at that. I want to read something from his book. And this is called The Ma'atic Principles of Diet. That's in his book, the textbook of African Holistic. Very interesting concept he used to show you how Ma'at is in the principles of diet. Very important concept. Let me just make sure I set up this next thing with him, hopefully. So let me just set that up with him. Make sure. Hold on one second, family. Let me just set up the what you call it. I want to make sure I have the other link set up before I read that, because it's very, very pointed and very to the point when Dr. Afrika speaks about the ma'at of diet, principles of diet. And I think it's very important that people understand that there is a principle of diet. There is a principle that he taught through his book, African Holistic Health, because he came from every different perspective of Africa, because he studied in Africa. You know what I'm saying? He studied in Africa. So that was very important for him to do such a thing and to be willing to share something like this. So let me make sure I set up that link that I want to put up. There it is. Let me share that. Okay, so all right, so let me read the principles that he spoke about here. He says, Ma'atic principles of diet. Use these principles as your diet guideline. If you are hungry and have a craving for sweets, junk food, fattening foods, alcohol, snacks, foods, etc., evaluate your emotions and reasons for craving and relate them to Ma'atic principles. Question your emotions, feelings, and reasons based upon Ma'at. So, truth, justice, reciprocity, harmony, balance, order, propriety, compassion, and reciprocity. So he has the meaning on how to balance your diet with truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, propriety, compassion, and reciprocity. The truth. Am I really hungry? Am I medicating emotions with junk food, alcohol? Does my body need nourishment? Am I being a slave to my taste buds? Am I treating foods as if it is a slave and my eating it as the slave master? That is the truth. that he says that's reflected of what he just said. Justice. Does my choice of food give nutritional justice to my body, or does it nutritionally starve my body? Are you bringing justice to your body through the principles of diet? Righteousness. Is the food good for God's temple, my body? And is there a healthy snack I eat instead of junk? Righteousness. You got to make, because these are dualities he's talking about. This is what you have to question yourself. Harmony. How does eating junk food serve my body and benefit my wellness? These are your questions that he wants you to ask yourself. It's in the book, the textbook of the African Holistic. Balance. Does eating this food maintain my biochemical balance, or does it cause a negative drain of energy? Order. Does the food follow the correct order, amount of nutrition? 6 grains, 5 fruits or vegetables, 2 proteins, vegetables, meat, 8 to 10 glasses of water. Propriety. Is the food adding to my wellness and helping me to eliminate or decrease my intake of packaged, processed, synthetic foods, dead animals' flesh, cloned, hybridized, chemical lace preservatives? Compassion. Do I accept that my wellness adds to the health of my race and serve Ma'at, or do I feel deprived when I do not eat junk food? And reciprocity. Am I using food to commit suicide, to punish myself, or to maintain low self-esteem, or am I using it to reward myself? Does this food ultimately cause disease or wellness? The Ma'atic Principles of Diet. Go get the book, the textbook of the African Holistic Health. Truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, order, propriety, compassion, reciprocity. Give that a round of applause. Dr. LLAILA Afrika brought it to us. Brought it to us raw. Big up to Dr. LLAILA Afrika, bring it to us raw. How many of y'all understood what I was saying? It'll be our big day. Yeah, pick those like buttons. Put that like button. Put them like buttons. Yeah. You got a 1989 book. It is not. That's not in the book, my dear. You need to go and get the new book. You need to go get the new book because this has 200 or more pages. I'm not sure if that's in that book because this looked like it was added. He added this on like in towards the beginning. So he added 200 or 300 more pages, which this book is actually now. This book is actually 711 pages. 711. This is actually 711 pages. Big up to Dr. Afrika. I was there when they designed the cover. I was at his house when they designed the cover. Matter of fact, they showed it to me to proof it. I was one of the proof cover lookers and proofreaders of the cover. And I said, yo, that's a beautiful cover, Dr. Afrika. I told him and his wife in their bedroom because they showed they was designing it in the bedroom. And I think it was Brother Jason, who was designing, he kept on emailing it back and forth, and sure enough, boom, that came up out of it because the early Dr. Afrika African Holistic Health book was actually designed by Mashindu, the artist, the exotic Kemetic artist. Mashindu designed his first cover for his book, Mashindu. So big up to Mashindu, wherever he is. He does black comic books, Kemetic art in his comics and all that. So big up to Mashindu, wherever he may be on this planet Earth. So let me play this clip real quick. I want to make sure that this clip of Dr. Afrika, I wanted to show this, not this particular clip. Hold on, let me show which clip I want to play. Where it is? There it is. Let me make sure. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. That is it right there. Okay, so this is the clip that I want to share with the audience. Here it goes. And
had problems urinating, or this big bump the size of a grapefruit can tilt back, and then it'll be pressing against the rectum, which can cause constipation or something like that. Now the bump has fiber in it, and the fiber grows into the tissue of the uterus itself, and so sometimes the fibroid and the uterus become one. It's become one big bump. So the fiber grows into the uterus fiber, and since it has veins and arteries in it, it gets trapped inside, and so the blood can't move properly. So this blood gets trapped in these veins, squeezed by the muscle, and then you have dead blood inside of the uterus. So it's causing the uterus not to be able to contract and expand like a muscle does. So when it does try to contract and expand, it causes pain, discomfort. And when the lady walks, it causes the muscles in the uterus to expand and contract. So when walking would be painful, sexual intercourse would be painful. And then because the uterus has the fibroid in it and it's in the muscle tissue, when the lady's menstruating, some of the blood will come out, but some of it's trapped by the fibers. So she'll have spotting, clots, and intermittent and mid-cycle bleeding going on just because the uterus function is being hampered by the fibroid. So it's a very difficult situation because it stops the egg from being fertilized, because the egg, the ovaries produces the egg, and the egg implants in the uterus, but since there's no more soft tissue there because the fiber of the fibroid is blocking all the soft tissue there, she can't get conceived because the uterus is just too stiff.
You're probably one of the first persons that I ever referenced that dealt with the whole question of health in terms of different groups of people. There is an area now that is being looked at called, bionutrition. How did that develop for you, and what are some of the significant things that you've, experienced in terms of studying that particular area over the years?
Well, we're looking at ethnomedicine. This is a branch of medicine called ethnomedicine, ethnic group ethnomedicine, and this is a legitimate branch of medicine. It's taught in all Orthodox medical schools. Most of the doctors know about it anyway, they just don't utilize it. And that ethnomedicine is based on the melanin content of the person. If you have a high melanin content, aside from being able to absorb more sound, which means you can hear more music out of the music, aside from being able to see the full depth of a color, because you have melanin in your eyes, so you absorb more color. Aside from having all this melanin in your taste buds, which means you can taste the full range of flavor inside of a flavor. The more melanin, the more you can taste, the more you can hear, the more you can think, because the melanin helps you store information and transmit information faster. So this melanin is a marker here, a biomarker in the whole situation. The more melanin you have, the more vitamins and minerals you have per square inch. We call it nutrient density. So Black people have more vitamins and minerals in their body. We absorb the most sound, the most color. We can taste the full range of flavor. We have more balance. It causes us to store information at a quicker rate. It makes us more human. The more melanin you have, the more psychic you are, the more spiritual you are, the more you can balance the cycles in your body. An African lady has 4 major cycles running in her reproductive system. She has an earth cycle, a lunar cycle, a solar cycle, or sun cycle, as you would call it, and a galactical cycle. Those are 4 cycles that are synchronized by the melanin. Whereas a European woman only has 2, the earth cycle and lunar cycle. That's why they have the honeymoon, and because they can't absorb all those other cycles, because you need more melanin to do that. The melanin is the biological marker here. But the problem is that the Black ladies go to the labs of the hospitals and get their tests done, and the biological markers, the standards are set on white people, on white women, which they have the lowest amount of melanin. So they have the least amount of vitamins and minerals per square inch. So therefore, a Black man or child, aside from the women going to the hospital, the melanin levels right here for us, where it's like that for white.
Let's give that a round of applause with Dr. LLAILA Afrika. Let's give that a round of applause with Dr. Afrika. Let's give that a round of applause with Dr. Afrika. Those who want to come up on the StreamYard link is right pinned on the top of the chat right now. If you want to come on the StreamYard, I see Mama Ella in the audience. If she wants to come on, she knows she's welcome. You see, Dr. Afrika wrote a lot of this about the balance between European woman and European and a melanated woman in his books, and the melanated man and the melanated woman in his books, and the European man in his book. That's why it's African holistic. He dealt with a lot of ethnic things and showing you that certain things that may work for Europeans might not work for you. And that's basically and that's interesting. that's basically what Dr. Sebi said. Dr. Sebi said, you cannot feed a polar bear what the lions eat and vice versa. He used to say this all the time. So Dr. Africa was coming from his own scientific analysis. Like he used to say, that's why you never in your life, and you can't find it on no YouTube stream. I have been looking at it because he's never disrespected Dr. Sebi online at all. He said, I do science from my perspective because he was a lab rat. He was a medical nurse. He was a military nurse at one time, and he came and did the whole transition. Dr. Sebi grew up in the herbal farms, went to Mexico and did that, and then that's where they could have came together and understand the science from the lab and in the internal parts, and also connected to the creative force. Both of them believed in the creative force. Both of them understand that the herbs and these things came from the creator. Those two, if they would have sat down and talked to each other and got a full understanding, I think they would have been a powerhouse together. Aries and a Sagittarius and Aquarius, fire and air would have been a powerhouse connection. But everybody, everything is not always meant to be. Everything is not always meant to be. So it is absolute truth, and Doc, on a personal tip, I used to be at Doc's house for like 2 weeks or to a month. And I think it's important that we recognize the importance of why learning different modalities. And I see my girl in the backstage, why learning different modalities is so important. That's why I never tell people to study numerology just from my perspective. I tell them to study Lloyd, study me, study the Indians, study Europeans, study all of them so you can get the holistic. That's why my thing is called holistic numerovation. I like to do it from a holistic. I'm not limited. So you might see me, like I tell people, I've never was a student of Lloyd Strayhorn. I never sat up in a class with him. We just kept on talking over phone, and I just kept on studying until the point he allowed me to teach his class one time. That's how crazy it was. So without further ado, I see one of my good friends in the back, and she just did a wonderful job over there at the place called Nicholas Brooklyn. Let's welcome right here on the line, the one, the only Mama Ella. What up, girl?
Mama Ella's in the building.
What up, though? What up, though?
Saturday night, kids still running wild. I had to show my doctor original.
Gosh, you got the original
Afro book. I said, hold up. What I'm gonna share with the people? My original Dr. Africa book that he gave provided to his early students when he was teaching. When he first started his African holistic class. This was the booklet and this is what I learned from. This was the booklet that how you do it? This was the booklet that he provided to us. There's almost everything in this book, from how to respond from sex. He has different types of herbs that he recommends in this book. He shows you here, right here.
Yes.
The body reveals everything.
Yes.
The body reveals everything, like your posture. It tells you what's wrong with you.
And Mama, he drew that.
Yeah, you told me.
He's an artist. He's an artist. He's an artist. He drew that.
You told me. Yep. And so this one was one of my favorite ones. Wow. The body type. Wow. The body type. Once you know a person's body type, you basically know exactly what they are craving. The cravings, their issues, their health problems, and things of that nature. So this one was my favorite one. And in order to become certified by Dr. Africa, you would have had to do an assessment on about 20 people,
15 to 20 people,
for him to provide you with that certification. Because it's like you got let
me say something, Ella. Erica Badu took his class, but she never submitted her 15 to 20.
Oh, for real?
She never got it. She never, and that's why she didn't get a certification. She didn't get a thing because she never submitted her. He told me about that. I laughed too.
Oh, for real?
She's too busy. She's an artist. She's doing her thing.
And she's serious about her. You
That's it.
already know. So at the end of the day, you know, there's lots of valuable information in this book. Even look at this, because he was experienced with clinical issues as well. What was a clinical what was his title?
What clinical what addiction?
Doctor.
You know what?
Dr. Afrika.
You mean as what, his certification?
Yes.
Oh, addictionologist. Addictionologist. Yeah.
So,
he was addiction. Yeah, for addiction. Yes. He was definitely a clinical doctor.
So this is it in the book too.
Wow.
You see, yes, he has that a little bit about addiction, the cause of addiction, treatments, you know, and steps to treatment on a spiritual level, on a holistic level.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of everything in this book, and I'm just proud that I was able, or happy more so, because Dr. Afrika was part of my foundation in health and healing. And so I'm very proud or happy, or, I'm happy that I was able to sit down, have hours with him, or the weekend or whatnot with him and Dr. Melanie to, gain this knowledge more so, because it is the foundation, and it was the start actually of my health journey as well, even with the fingernails.
Yes, he talked about the fingernails. Yep, in the book. Yep, he did.
It's in the book. Even the fingernails, you can analyze people's fingernails and see what particular, and this is why it's called a holistic assessment. You can check the fingernails to see,
and that's why it's so important to study it all, because Dr. Sabi didn't get to provide that type of intricate stuff.
No,
he get to talk about the herb and how it works in your body. But if you know all of that, and he also had y'all do urine too, which is crazy.
Urinalysis. But let me see if I can, because this book is very, very ancient. Let me see if I can get to the page. That page is at the very beginning.
Let me pick up your website while you're looking for that. That's Samori's Herbs. Samori's
Herbs.com. Yeah, people listen, I still do my assessments, based on the Dr. Afrika book. This is the consultation right here.
Wow, put it in front. Oh, wow, look at this. What year is this book? What year is this book?
Whoa.
Remember?
Hold up.
It's all right.
2010, 14 years ago.
That's interesting, because this book I have, that's from 2009. Look at this. I got this book from 2009. This is when the African Holistic Health community was here, the chapter.
Oh, yeah. And
then
exactly. So the African Holistic chapter.
I got that book.
Right.
Yep, tribute to Dr. Afrika, and he has set up a chapter out here with Sister Shy and all the great ones that's out here. He did help them and work with them. Kua was there. I see Queen Akua, Sister Dr. She's in here. I see her picture right here and all of that. She got all these.
That's what's up. Oh, here it is. Here it is. But this is at the ending of the book. But okay, so basically this is how it works, right?
Go ahead.
You do an assessment with the pH, the saliva,
right,
and the urine. So basically the pH represents the left side, and then the urine is supposed to represent the right side of the body, more so, as he said, or vice versa, right? The right side is the urine might be the left side of the body, and then the right side represents the condition of the the saliva represents the pH or the conditions of the right side of the body. Right. Either or. Hold on.
Man, you still remember that stuff, huh?
Yeah, right. So basically what you would do, you would get a pH strip. right? And then you would just swap the saliva of the mouth, and then the pH strip will change a particular color, right? And so, and then you will read based on the color, if it's if it's 7.0, then it's toxic liver. If it's 6.4, it's the normal pH of your saliva is supposed to be 6.4, so that's normal. 6.2, low, food breaking down too rapidly, food energy loss as heat energy. You know what I'm saying? So all of this 8 point, if it's above, if the pH of your saliva is above 8.0, and 8.0, seriously high. Liver is scared, scarred. Stores calcium too long. Cells robbed of oxygen. Lungs over expanded, short-winded. You see what I'm saying? So this is the breakdown of the pH of your saliva. So now when you go to the urine, the pH of your urine, you see the same, in a sense, breakdown right here. So the normal pH of the urine is 6.4. So 6.4. That's optimum. You know what I'm saying? So if the pH of the urine is between 8.2 and 7.6, serious constipation. So I could easily, and it's a strip too that has
the pH strip, right?
Yeah, the pH strip.
Yeah, I
so
remember
that
that,
you dip it and it changes color right away. So right there off the rip, you can tell if a person is seriously constipated without even them having to tell you. And that was the first part of the assessment. The first part was the first part of the assessment was to take the saliva and then take the pH. And then you go with the hair. And then you go with the nails, and then you go with the nose, and then the face, and things of that nature.
So Mama Ella, he brought a lot of his nursing skills over to this too, which was very important to that, because he was a military nurse back in the day. So
that's what it is. Yeah, a military nurse. And then because when you go to the medical officials, they do that. They take your pH. The only thing that we didn't do is draw blood.
Exactly.
Right. That's the only thing.
We didn't do all of that.
Yeah, that's the thing that we basically we didn't draw blood. Now this was interesting out of the book, a health menu, right? But I remember reading this, and so upon arise, right? So breakfast is basically, I believe he said, wait, hold up. Based on, I don't know, I read somewhere, one second. Okay, no, it's not up here. It's not this one. But it was another text.
Don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself if you can't
find
it.
No, I know. I'm just saying that it was another text that he wrote talking about morning. And the time that he was referring to was 5 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Oh Lord Jesus Christ!" And remember, you used to tell me that he will wake up very early to run. I was like, "Oh yeah," because that's why in that book it says 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was like,
in the morning, he up before us. He either studying or writing. He's up, and if he was during his downtime, he would play the piano. He taught himself the piano. He taught himself the violin. Play the piano. So well, Mama, I'm so happy that you came on. I see somebody else behind the scene, but family, I gotta support Mama Ella and what she's doing. My girl got her some more herbs, and her children is quiet. I can't believe that.
It's time. It's time now to settle. That's why I was afraid to come on. I'm like, oh, children gonna be.
I can't believe
I told him to settle down. I told him to settle down.
You have to sing the Bob Marley too. Settle down. Settle down.
A mess. Yes.
Song. But girl, thank you very much for coming on, man. Thank you for showing love for all you do, man.
This is a beautiful thing that you do every
year since he passed on, man. It ain't done, because usually I bring him into town. Remember, I usually bring him to town. I was the last to bring him into town in New York for the last 10 years. So
this is a beautiful thing. We have to honor the ancestors that played a very big part in in the culture, this don't really happen. And for you to continuously keep doing that, like it's a really beautiful, and honorable thing. I'm sure he's delighted. His spirit is delighted for you doing that.
And you came over for Dr. Sebi when I did the tribute to Dr. Sebi also. So you know how I do. You know how we do.
Yeah, I did.
You know how we do. I keep it moving. Hey, whatever. We might do something for Dr. Blair on his birthday. So look out for that.
That would be a beautiful thing.
That
would be a beautiful thing, because like nobody never really did nothing for Dr. Blair.
I did, but I do it. But I did one thing at Nicholas one time, and then you remember I was supposed to bring him in before he passed on, and then he got sick and couldn't come in. So I had to change it to Professor Griffin Irritated Genie, because Dr. Blair was and he was supposed to do the last. He transitioned right before. He got sick right before that lecture, and then he passed on January 31st. Matter of fact, it's coming up.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of these elders I was bringing in at the end before they transition. So I'm got to be like, oh my gosh, I got to stop bringing elders in.
I know, right?
You transition on me,
right?
I don't want that to happen. But I love you, my girl. Thank you for coming on. All right, and give the boys a big old hug for me. All right.
Yes. Creator bless.
All right, Creator bless. That's right. Make sure y'all support my sister and what she's doing all the time. We got another person we're gonna bring it back, but I gotta play another clip before I bring him on. I see my brother I think it's Dr. Patah in the building, but let me play this one other clip of Dr. LLAILA of Afrika. It's gonna be a quick clip, so look out for this one. It's gonna be funny. Make sure. Hold on one second. Hold on. Hold on one second. Hold on. It's not. Hold on. All right, let me play this. Let me play this one clip with Dr. Afrika real quick, and we'll be back with our next guest, Dr. Patah, in the next few seconds, and he'll share a brief moment about his experience with either Dr. Afrika and Dr. Sebi, because I know he was definitely a student of Dr. Sebi, definitely. So we're going to set this up real quick, and remember, please share, like, and subscribe, and of course, scrolling on the bottom is Dr. Afrika's website. That's right. Make sure you show some love to the website also, and go to the Cash App and the PayPal for Dr. Melanie and show them some love over there. All right. So let me set this up so we can get a gist of this particular one that he's talking about. And hold on one second. Make sure that okay, there it is. All right. Hold on one second, family. And gotta make sure. Now, this clip I found on TikTok. Very funny clip about deodorant. Y'all know how Dr. Afrika gets down, so watch this one here.
I say, how is the deodorant related to the tension in the uterus or the prostate?
Well, it's the deodorant has a chemical in it that suppresses waste in your system. That's why they call it antiperspirant. It keeps the waste in the system. So when you put it on your skin, it gets into the blood. So you're actually eating the deodorant. And then it gets in the blood and suppresses the waste in the uterus and prostate.
And I want to add to that, because I have some knowledge that it seals off the pores, so that waste that would be excreted through the skin is trapped inside. It putrefies. And then any putrefaction is likely to lead to inflammation, and inflammation therefore goes on to become all kinds of other things like abscess and other kinds of things. So all you got to do is stop the body from performing its natural functions, and you're going to create a problem.
There it is. Let's give that a round of applause. You know how Dr. Afrika get down. Man. Let me think, without further ado, let me bring on my brother. Oh God, this boy is long-winded. We have to calm him down. Good. Make sure you're all right. All right, let's welcome right here on the tribute to Dr. LLAILA Afrika, the one, the only Dr. Patah in the building. Dr. Patah. Oh God, boy. Oh God.
Patah, you good?
I go on.
You cooking the water?
Yeah, I drink. If I say it again,
You drink some coconut water because you know
I drink in water with chlorophyll and some lime. Yes, sir.
All right, so you have some magnesium going on there.
Almost finished the whole gallon.
Yeah, you have some magnesium going on.
Yeah, exactly. The Maggie.
That's right.
The Maggie.
That's right.
So what's up, man? How you been, man? What's going on?
I'm good. I teach healing the world, and they don't want to let me go. They're trying to bring me all over the world because everybody know that this system of healing and teaching that I deal with in universal represent all.
Right.
People finally catching on because we've been around a long time doing this work in all the areas.
What's your encounter with Dr. Afrika? You ever had an encounter with him?
Well, Dr. Afrika, what happened? Dr. Afrika, what people don't know. Remember the days of UAM?
Yes.
Africa didn't do nothing with UAM.
No.
A lot of Africa work was done in 2 phases.
Yeah.
When he used to deal with, he used to deal with Brother Jawusi in Queens.
And at the African Poetry Theater.
African Poetry Theater.
Yes, sir. That's right.
I used to heal and teach a lot of people up there because I used to go and them days Queens we go and drop off the herbs, the packaging.
Yeah, and they vending, all the vendors up there.
All the vendors, so everybody loved me because I was teaching on everything. So Africa was up there one day, and Brother Jawusi, I was before Jawusi passed away. He was getting on the program of healing and nutrition and exercise, and I was doing that. And I so happened to be up there the same day he had Dr. Afrika up there, and I was up there in the lecture. And Dr. Afrika was the question and the answer, and people were starting to, patronize the vendors, get stuff from them. And Afrika heard me speaking, and he said, "Who's that brother over there?" You know how Afrika. He said, "Who's that brother talking like that over there?" He sounds very interesting. He knows his stuff. So Brother Jawusi told him, "This is Dr. Patar. This brother been around a long time." And he said, "I ain't got nothing to add on. That brother knows his stuff."
Right.
And me and Afrika had a thing. I said, I see you just be doing the certification for the classes. He said, yeah. He said, brother, you don't need that. You know everything. When you're ready, let's come through. I'll give you. If you need one of them, I just put it together. I tell Melanie, and you're good to go. Now this gonna blow your brains open.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Pennsylvania Avenue in Brooklyn, where all the Rastafari Jamaicans?
Of course.
Pennsylvania, the heart.
Of course. Not too far from the hotel there.
Right. No, not that side. A little bit more up.
The other side too.
Man, I forget what bus run over there, but we on the same trajectory.
Right.
Back then it was Adventist and it was Rastafari. They 7-Day Adventist had their soy products. They made their own foods, but there was no meat, no dairy, none of that.
Right.
So I used to be down there teaching the rest of them the high science and healing the Jamaicans and them with the bushes and the teas and teaching them the Masonic order and the whole thing going into Jamaican history, the whole thing, that.
Right.
Was a young brother there. This was like 90, we talking about maybe 93, 94, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Brother was a 7-Day Adventist.
Mm.
He was looking, he was getting into, learning healing and nutrition. And I used to break down the Christianity and the Bible and everything. And the brother took on to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to go and sit in the Jamaican restaurant. I make them make the fresh sea moss. They had the bami and them things, make them make kalaloo and aki, and we eat that.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 times now teaching the brother the science, how to deal with the herbs, because his mother had a stroke. So I'm telling them what to give the mother for the stroke and the blood flow, circulation, and how to exercise and eat. Do you know the brother went and bought the original African holistic health from Dr. Afrika?
Oh, get out of here. The original, the small one. Right, the small one.
He went and bought the original book.
Right.
When he bought the original book, he bought it, and you know what he did?
What?
He gave me the book. He said, this book is for you. You are a prophet. He said, I don't do this. He said, this is you're chosen from God. The Christian 7-Day Adventist talk then. You're chosen from God to do this work. You take that book. You take that book.
Right.
Book. Let me tell you something. I went and used that book. I used the book. I study it, everything. Me and Dr. Africa meet again. Now I'm healing, I'm teaching. I do everything with Sigmund Freud, everything. Dr. Africa have that all in the book. He teaching you the nutricide, the chemicals. He teaching you the connection with the vegetation that's in Kemet. He's teaching you the medication that what people don't know that you're taking for the problems of mental illness. He's giving you the breakdown. What is the prescription? What is the alternative to the prescription? Because remember, African holistic health was the Black man Bible in America to the Bible.
Yes, everybody, especially Black people, love that. Like back to Eden.
That was because remember, like it or not, it was only Hilton Otima. It was Hilton Otima, and then it was Jethro Kloss. Because you remember Jethro Kloss and them, they hold on, Simon.
Right. Our brother Dr. Patel is in the building. Let me take him off the screen, Wally. Of course, we're doing the tribute to Dr. LLAILA Afrika, and he's telling his story about Dr. LLAILA Afrika. What's happening? Yeah, everything all right? You're back on. You all right?
Oh shit!
Yo, you all right?
You see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
All right. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So, African holistic health was the back to Eden in America in the ghettos. Because what people don't understand, the work that we're doing, that I've been doing, you could see behind me, all the studies that we did. It was in Nutricide.
Nutricide and African
holistic health. Because in African holistic health, he was dealing with breaking down the European homeopathic medication, the European homeopathic diet. What's the word? Diet, the nutrition. He went into the walls of Kemet, breaking down the science of Ma'at, how Ma'at guides you through not only meditation, through law, but through the foods that you're eating. He connected the dots. He did the studies of Sigmund Freud, the ego, the subconscious. Dr. Afrika talking about this already 40 years ahead.
In the book. Let me ask you a question, Dr. Patel, because you also a study of Dr. Sebi. You was with Dr. Sebi a lot of time. You think if these two brothers would have sat down and really reasoned with each other, they could have gotten something together? Because I know Dr. Afrika was about transitional. I know Dr. Sebi was like straight up, knock it out, stop now. But I know because he came out of the medical world of that nursing, he understood that all of our people wasn't just going to knock it right out. It's about transitioning from one level to another. What do you think, if from your hypothesis, from from you being with one of them and being with both of them from one different perspective, especially Dr. Sebi, would you think they would have been able to work together back in the day if they sat down with each other?
They would have been fine to work together if they came together and just respected.
That's what I was saying.
He respected protocol and what they was here to do. Dr. Afrika was here to measure the playing field of the unknown that the European was teaching, and that the Black man answer was before the European in every area. So no matter if you study in chemistry, the Black man was already breaking down chemistry, the atoms, the essential aminos, the essential profile. So he put it to you in book form that you didn't have to go and do what all the studies we had to do. Came with, if it's unnatural, it's European, don't use it. Let's use the herbs, take the native plants, the native foods. Dr. Afrika was to measure the playing field, was that, okay, you know that what was Sigmund Freud aim? What was his cousin aim, Edward Bernays? How the colors of the food represent your heart, your blood. How
the
psychology of the European, that they was using psychology and you mentally through colors. But Dr. Afrika said, okay, I'm going to expose you to that. But we're going to go to the walls of Kemet and show you that they took that from there and there was already vegetation there. Your food, your colors, all the systems of healing was already there. So if they had came together and just respected each other playing field, it would have been a conquering.
Right. So I think there was probably a misunderstanding in the early days.
Because if you listen to Sebi, people don't hear this as add things. Sebi said that he didn't want to do a program with Dr. Afrika because it was different to what he was standing for, his protocols, his system. And he said that in his finding, he don't agree with that because of his journey of healing.
Of course, that's
Dr.
exactly.
Afrika always said that. This is what people don't know. Dr. Afrika always said Sebi was the top when it comes to herbs.
He told me that. He told me that straight in his house, and he said that's why he never disrespected Sebi on in any lecture. He always said.
Because you remember, Sebi was a scientist with herbs,
and he was a
scientist with nutrition,
and all that, right?
The homeopathic system,
right.
You see, but there was both scientists in the playing field.
In the field, right.
You see, but it's it's just like you do numerology, I do it too. You understand? But you have your way of doing it and your way of getting through it. Where I would have my way of doing it because I'm dealing with your not only your sign, but what is your weak point and your strong point. What herbs work with your path sign, your numbers, your birth numbers, because we all have a weakness and strength in our signs.
Right.
Herbs goes with your zodiac sign, but if you don't know
and the numbers too, it goes with the number. I have it in my book. My numbers on my numbers.
So all plants has numbers.
Yeah,
all plants is birthed in a season and a time. So no matter it's air, water, fire, ether, matter, all your the plants is under those principles. So Dr. Afrika bridged those gaps, and he gave you that.
Right.
He gave you the colors. He told you what colors you should be sending in your eyes. You see what you should be eating, what food you should be making for your blood flow as a female to block the fibroids, to break down the tumors, to break down the cysts. What time to make with your wife or your queen that you want to birthing process.
That's right.
He was giving you the laws of cosmology and the laws of affinity.
That's right.
He was putting that. So the mating process. He was showing you how to heal from the different disease with colors, with fasting, with juicing, with nutrition, how to substitute, because he knew it that the playing field in America was you up against a system and you didn't have a system to answer it with the proper food, the proper thoughts, he gave you the crystals. He gave you the music tones. He told you music to play under your birth sign. He told you to concentrate on and meditate on if you're a Taurus. He let you know you're a Taurus, your body is a more carbohydrate body. He let you know you're a Leo, you need more grounding food because your feet hurt a lot because you get the energy from the ground. So he let you know to eat more ground food, more of your tubers as a Leo. You see all these things Dr. Afrika was teaching where nobody was teaching.
That's right. So
he was connecting the dots for you where you could learn and know about your crystals, about your music, about your tones, your skin color, your eye shape. He broke that all down.
Yeah.
The biggest book that everybody should study today, if you had to go out of his arsenal, the African Holistic Health and the ones with the pills.
Yes. The pills that kill that ails or something.
Right. You understand? Why is it important, Simon? Let me tell you something.
Right.
The way the world is working today, your medication. You heard what happened to Snoop Dogg's daughter, right?
Yeah.
And more that's going to happen. So you have to know what medication you're taking, the side effects, the uses, and what complementary herbs, nutrition, and science and chemistry that we offer, Dr. Patar, that we offer that's going to get you off of the medication with a proper protocol.
Right. Is that your IG that I put? That's your IG. People can hit you up.
That's the IG. And
that's your IG.
Email at dr.ptah@icloud.com.
What is it? Say it again.
Dr. Same way, lowercase dr. Dot PTAH at iCloud.com.
At what's the last part? At what?
iCloud.com.
iCloud. Okay. iCloud.
Yeah. So you could inquire about packages, consultations, everything. We take care of we take care of everything. So Dr. Afrika, you're doing a great job because everything has a blueprint and a foundation.
Yes.
And give the man stop with the foolishness. Dr. Afrika laid work for generations to come.
Yeah.
Sebi didn't write books.
He didn't want to write a book. I asked him.
But he read books. Sebi read books. Sebi not even read no books. He read books.
He said he didn't want to write a book. He didn't want to write a book.
No, he didn't want to write a book. But Dr. Afrika is your way to answer everything that's going on today. Dr. Afrika was talking about it 40 years ago. Yes. And then updated it to today in the going into the 21st century with the newer African holistic textbook.
Yes, the textbook. Yeah. Yep. And he added a lot of extra stuff in there.
Because every time the science is changing.
It changes.
But guess what? The blueprint don't change.
Exactly. The blueprint don't change though. My brother, so thank you very much for coming on, man. And everybody contact Dr. Patah. Of course, his email is right there. And this is his IG if you want to hit him up. I'm broadcasting on IG right now. I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I'm broadcasting on Facebook also, and on Twitter and on IG. So, but brother, you're doing so much. Keep on doing what you do, man. Love the work. We do have to do an official interview one day because we've been talking about it for a while. And enough respect to you. Yeah.
Enough respect to you because you know why? You're doing what nobody doing. You're carrying on a legacy of generations to come.
Yes, sir.
And you're giving honors and flowers to the ancestors that help you and help all of us.
Right.
We always want to talk about disagreements. Let's learn to talk about the agreements and the work that was done.
Exactly. Let's agree.
Let's do that. So you're doing a great job to give the veneration, the system, and the studies, because what Dr. Afrika, the time that he put in, that was stressful.
Yes.
That was stressful. We think because I'm Dr. Patah, I'm Dr. Sebi, I'm Dr. Afrika, we feel stressed as everybody else. Exactly. But we just do more to conquer the stress.
That's right.
But we still feel stressed. Our feet hurt, our toes hurt.
Yeah.
Our hurt. You know what I mean?
That's right. And you know, Dr. Patah, the lesson of strength, when I used to stay at Dr. Afrika's house, man, he used to go and run every morning. And if he's on his downtime while he's not writing, because he writes from pen to paper and then give it to the editors and they have to type it out for him. That's how he wrote. And then he would play the piano. And I remember, I'm trying to find the recording when he was riffing the piano. He's just doing it. And I can't find, I think it's in one of my old phones and that it's gone. But I would have. Huh?
I train every day at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, you got to get up, man. Got to get up.
You got to train. You understand?
That's right. That's right.
Because once your muscles start to age, the disease happen faster because the inflammation occur more. Your cells is burning out more. So we gotta men gotta train, exercise. Women gotta train, exercise. So we do all that. I have a private gym set up in my house.
Yeah, me too, brother.
I don't train people heavy duty. I train you based upon your genetics, based upon everything that we know that you need, because we've been doing this, for a long time.
Yeah, so we there.
And you look good, brother. I don't want to take up your time.
Yes, my 57th birthday is February 1st on Dennis Brown's birthday. So you know what we are doing, play music.
You see that? I was at the last Dennis Brown concert in Roxy's. You remember that?
Yeah, of course I remember.
The mine that came up before he passed away.
That came up. Yeah, I was there.
Remember, we were selling all the food and soup and everything.
Yeah. But you forget that I had Dennis Brown at SOBs in '98, right before he died. So, and they wouldn't let nobody else in. Even Maxie Priest couldn't even get in.
Couldn't get in, exactly. That was the days.
I was emceeing, boy. I emceed that show.
I remember. We go way back doing this work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Bless up, my brother.
Yes,
all right. One love. Yes, my brother, Dr. Patah. Yes, sir. All right. Dr. Patah in the building. Big up to him all the time. I got another clip to show y'all, so y'all know what it is. We're going to show another clip of Dr. Afrika. I'm only going to be here till 11 o'clock. So if y'all want to come on, the link is on the top of the description. It's pinned on the top. If you want to come on and share a story about you and Dr. Afrika or you and his teachings, please come on out. Come on, and let's have a good time. If you want, hold on one second. Let me just do that. Okay, great. And make sure, come on in and show some love to Dr. LLAILA AFRIKA. If you was affected by his teaching in any way, come on and let's talk about it. Let's be about it. You know what I'm saying? This is the clips that I want to share with y'all. This is a good clip. Check this out.
With one of our great elders. So with all the respect, so I need to ask the permission for me to talk first. So I already talked, but I need to ask the permission.
Yeah, my permission.
Okay, great. Starting by how do you see the our behavior nowadays when it comes to health? Because seems like are we been looking after our body, our spirit? That's the question that of us, our brothers and sisters. Do we been look our body? Do we been taking care of our body enough? Our spirit, in your humble opinion?
What we take care of is that our physical appearance. So we appear healthy going to the gym, jogging, our appearance, the icing on the cake. Taking care of our internal organs, not doing it.
So what is that cause? Obviously, is that ignorance or because you're being one of our great scholar, one of our great doctor in terms of advices. How do we have to conduct ourselves in terms of body, in terms of health? Why are we not following your footsteps? Because you laid the foundation. You are on one of our great scholars, You laid the foundation. Why are we not following your footsteps?
It's because they upgrade. Our enemy upgrades their techniques, their marketing of themselves. So we just go for the marketing of something called democracy or socialism. That's marketing. It never existed. We're still on the plantation.
Wow.
The marketing they have is tremendous.
Talking about controlling the planet Earth. Whoever controls Africa controls the economy around the world and control the Earth.
That's correct.
To some extent. So do you reckon we're gonna be out they're gonna take over? Because right now we're having different attacks coming from all over the place. Do you reckon Chinese they will prevail and take over the
They're just gonna do what the Europeans are doing. Europeans own Africa. Now the Chinese want their share. It's the same thing. It's just a different flavor of ice cream. We don't have to invent anything new. We just have to go back into our culture. Our key to this thing is to be out in our culture.
Wow. So talking about our culture. We haven't been embraced our culture as we're supposed to be. Because we're trying to follow the Western way of life rather than embracing our own self, our own culture. And then I'm talking about worldwide. Are we been doing enough? Are we been passed on the torch, especially the elders? Do you reckon they've been passed on the torch in order to educate our brothers and sisters all over the world to understand about our culture?
The thing is that they control the media. So you're going into another system of white supremacy when you say controlling it. That's the media. They control that. They control textbook industry. It's not just newspaper. The textbooks are controlled by them. So they control media. And we're talking this stuff about controlling Earth. Hell, they gone to another grade of this thing already. It's not a challenging thing. The more you get in your culture, the more free you'll be. It's very simple.
So what is your thoughts about all this fabricated disease, man-made disease they've been sending over to Africa? They've been throwing us with different disease in Africa. They're trying to finish our race. So what is your thoughts about it? Because they've been people they're still not believing Ebola and HIV is created by somebody in the lab to trying to eradicate our race. What is your thoughts about
nothing new. Everything is a tool of oppression to our oppressor. It can be food, it can be education. If they're oppressors, everything's a tool for them to oppress you with. This is nothing new with them and their techniques. We just think this is a new invasion and this. No, it's nothing new. They're just warming up some old grits. That's about all they're doing. I don't see them as any threat to us at all if we claim our culture.
So everything starts with our culture.
Oh yeah, that's how you see the world, through your culture. I'm already enslaved because they want me to see the world with these glasses on. 20/20 vision is a white thing. I'm seeing the world as a white person, not as an African person. Every race has a different visual dichotomy. This is looking at the world white. That's why I'm wearing these white damn glasses. I don't have to go far to see what they're doing. And we just don't see all of that.
Wow.
That's why I like white toilet paper in my house.
It's such an amazing, Dr. LLAILA Afrika, to be here with you and then just to share and to interact with you, to learn more about what you have to offer to our people, because it's extremely important, not only our brothers and sisters in America, but especially in the motherland and Europe. They need to drink and swallow your wisdom just so they can understand the struggle of our ancestors. And then you've been the one that have been passing on the knowledge through the books, through the lectures, through your work in our community. So that's why, on my behalf, on behalf of our people, a lot of our followers, I wanted to commend you for that. So for the work that you've been doing, because talking about you, we're talking about Dr. Sebi, all of our great ancestors that laid the foundation for us to be here in this present moment right now. So.
Yes, let's give that a round of applause. That brother from out of the motherland did a great interview. There's more online if you want to go and check that out. You can go check him out. Dr. LLAILA Afrika speaks in the motherland and throughout the continent, because Dr. Afrika has taught it a lot of places, and enough respect to Dr. Afrika. Those that want to still come on, I'm going to be here. It's now 10:34, 34 minutes after the hour all over the world. I don't care what time, it's 34 minutes right now after the hour. And if you want to come on, the direct link is right now right in the chat, pinned on the chat. If you want to come on through StreamYard, turn on your camera, let's have a good time. One thing I wanted to share about Dr. LLAILA Afrika, he was also a psychiatrist for like 13 years. He was into psychology. And Joshua Sarah said he can't make it because he's doing an event tonight. But also in his book, he talks about the mystery systems in his book. He said the Greeks labeled the African educational systems, elementary, grammar, high school, technological school, college, etc., a mystery because it was a mystery to them. For example, if you only graduated from preschool and came into quantum physics class lessons, the subject would be a mystery. Therefore, the Greeks assumed that the African education was a mystery system. When, according to Doc, and he gets into history in his books, he likes to touch on the European history in correlation with their wars and why they had food or why they had to import food, and when they had ran out of food while going to try to conquer different places. A lot of stuff was going on as far as what is Dr. Afrika's book, because he also gives you a history lesson in all of the books that he writes, especially African holistic health and especially Nutricide. One clip that I would definitely like to play is, of course, me having fun with Dr. Afrika, of course, and that's what we do when Dr. Afrika comes to town. Me and Doc be getting it in. So I want to play another clip with Dr. Afrika as I bring him in, and hey, look, I do it for the love. I don't do it for the likes, Cafunia. It's all right if they don't want to show the love button or the like button. I do it for the love. I don't do it for the likes. More people will be watching over and over because this is an annual tribute that I do. And I was expecting some more people to come on, but I guess they're not coming in. They're not able to come in. I was expecting Blue Pill to come on. I was expecting either Malika Ali. I sent it to Shai, but I'm thankful for Dr. Patar, Sister Cafunia, and Mama Ella for showing up. Dr. Karima said she wanted to come in, but I know these people are busy people, and I know as holistic health practitioners, the work is never done. Like in the movie Spook Who Sat by the Door, and he was in that martial arts when he was challenging that white guy, when the white guy wanted to challenge him on the mat to judo. And the guy said, rest? He said, no. He said, there's no rest for the weary. Holistic health practitioners and people in these different fields, there is no rest for the weary. There's no rest for people that are doing what they love to do. As long as you're doing what you love to do, and believe me, there was no real rest for Dr. LLAILA Afrika. I think he was dreaming about writing books the way he was writing. He was dreaming about putting out another book and another book and another book. That's why he put out so many books in the duration of his time. And he still have books that he did not publish. you know. And I'm gonna once Dr. Melanie gets settled in mentally, physically, and spiritually with what I'm definitely gonna bring her back out. And I just want to make sure that everybody sends some love to their Cash App and their PayPal right there and their website. And do remember, they do have a big deal going on their website. Holistic Nutritional Counseling Course, February 24th, March 23rd, and April 27th. That's February 24th, March 23rd, and April 27th. You will learn the holistic Dr. Afrika method from his beloved wife, Dr. Stevens, Dr. Melanie Stevens. So make sure you tap in, go to the website, and go check it out. The website is LLAILAAfrika.com. That's LLAILAAfrika.com. Showing Dr. Afrika love. You know, that's what I did, like I did for Dr. Sebi. I showed Dr. Afrika love just like I did Dr. Sebi, because those were the 2 point guards for my life, like Queen Afua is, and I brought on Queen Afua, and of course, anybody that knows me, I know, you know, I love Queen Afua also. So that's just the spirit. And I'm going to show you the spirit of the love that we had to give, that I gave Doc all the time. Anytime he came on that stage, he know how I got down. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that know me when I'm emceeing, they know how I get down. So let's give a little sample of what I used to do for Dr. Afrika.
Some people talk against Phil Valentine, but Phil Valentine taught that in his Wounded Womb book and said, yo, women didn't have to read. They messed themselves up when they started reading. White men started writing the papyrus and all that. We, the original people, and more the papyrus was promoted when they started infiltrating Kemet. They started promoting it more. But telling y'all, we have it naturally. That's why the hair is important. That's why the melanin is important. He got the book on melanin. That's why Richard King wrote on melanin. Y'all got to study your history and don't be afraid of these people that are recessive. Because recessive genes is going to cause recessions and problems. And although Barack was in office, he was controlled by the Trilateral Commission and the rest of these gangs and corporations. Let's stop playing. Frederick FDR said, no one that's put in that office or anything that happens in the government, it was planned. All of it. So let's stay focused. Let's have fun. They're going to do what they want to do. We are the claps of thunder. We are the claps of lightning hitting the earth. And they're afraid every minute. They know something is coming. Let it come. I want that 90%, 95% of dark melanin out of the universe to just come and take me. I need to go, because I had a dream like 2 months ago, last year, that I was being taken to another nebula. I was just gone. And I did not want to come back. And my spirit guide pulled me back and said, look, your mission ain't over yet. I wasn't coming back. Whatever I seen out there, I wasn't afraid of it. I wanted to go. And I was traveling. And I was gone. I knew I was going about 1 million miles. I was gone. I was ready to go. Let's go. I'm ready. You got to be ready. So we gotta start preparing ourselves physically, preparing ourselves spiritually, and that's what Dr. Afrika with the health is all about. Yo, this book, where's the African Holistic Health? You got the book here? You gonna put it all there? That's one of the best books that I got since I was from 1985, 80s. I got that book when I was younger. It was thinner. I can bring that in. That book is thick as hell now. That book was like here, like it was that this much size, that size. You remember when this size? It was that size. Now, and he gives you history and all that good stuff. He gives you, and then you got the story of the color, American history, the original color, Sea Island color. You got to get the melanin book. You got to get the melanin. He's breaking down the melanin in this book. Dr. Afrika, I'm telling you. Then you got the controlling, understanding, and raising black children. Oh. I gave this book away. That's why I wanted it again. Gave it to one of my family members who's studying to be a pediatrician, and also the per unc, how to set up your home for success. I've been to Dr. Afrika's home, and believe me, it's set up for success. Every time I walked through there, I thought I was making money. Every time I walked through his house, right now there, I walked into his house, I thought I was making money. Every time. So, and then of course, with Melanie's beautiful face on it, this is, who got this book? Everybody got this book yet? This is the holistic self-diagnosis. This is one of his classes. This is a class. Believe me, you let him teach this class, people like Yendez who learned it, y'all got it all in paperwork from back in the day. Now it's a book form. You had to put it in a book form. You got your paperwork too? You with me, stop playing. You don't get the paperwork. You shouldn't get paperwork. You should be teaching. What's going on with you? Stop playing. So, you know, where's that? Is he ready? He ready? He's ready in the bathroom? Okay, good. So, you know, I'm just honored that I'm able to still bring the elders. I've worked with Dr. Sabi, I've worked with Queen of Cool, I've worked with Mom was here. I've worked with a lot of elders from when we was at the slave theater. I've worked with Alton Maddox. I've worked with Leola Maddox, where she rested strength and peace. Leola Maddox was over at UAM. That was the wife of Alton Maddox. She passed on just recently. I worked with so many people since I was young, just working. And then joining the Ansar community. I was on Bush Academy. I lived there. I was making the pizza there. I was the reggae artist over there. I was all that kind of stuff. So my history goes deep into this stuff. The other day I had a dream about Castro. Once before. Castro, Fidel Castro, Viva Fidel. Because my grandfather was his chef and a soldier under him in Cuba. So I had a dream about Castro just recently. And Castro pulled me to the side. But I told him, look, I said, my grandpa used to work with you and be a chef, and he was one of the soldiers. He said, I really can't remember a lot of the people because during that time in Camagüey, which is a part of in Cuba, he said Camagüey, and I'm like, that's where my grandfather was born. He said Camagüey. He said that part of Camagüey. He said there was a lot of infighting going on because there was revolution. There's a revolution going on. So he sat me down and he pulled out a mind book by Imam Isa or Dr. York. It's a mind book. Now, like I said on my YouTube, I don't know where Imam Isa downloaded that mind book from, but that mind book was a very good book to help inspire me, help inspire Polite to do what he's doing. He'll tell you it was the mind book he read to get his mind right. And wherever he got it from, it came from the universe to come and teach people like myself and him to do what they got to do. And then I said to Castro, I said, this is a good book. He said, yes, it's a good book for the mind. So keep my mind right. And then he said, just keep on smiling and keep happy and you'll be all right. That's what he said to me. That's what Castro said to me. I keep my smile, my real teeth too. I keep my smile. 50 years old, still got my real teeth. I'm loving it. My grandfather died at 104. So and my grandfather in Jamaica, he was friends with Garvey, and my grandfather from my mother's side was friends with Castro. So it's all in my blood to do certain things that I'm doing. So it's important that you recognize what you're supposed to do in your bloodline. Go and get your bloodline done. Go get it. Go check it out. It might be a far, some of these guys, but the one that did work for Polite when he found out that he was 72% Nigerian is genebase.com. GENE base.com. And he looked like a Nigerian for me. He really looked like a Nigerian. 72%. He looks like him. And that's when he changed his whole diet to go and went over to Africa. He went over to Africa. He went over to Colorado to study and learn. And then he started changing. He had diabetes. Dr. Sabi helped him with that. Reading Dr. Africa's book, he sent his wife to study under Dr. Africa. So I know Polite have a bit of Dr. Africa, Dr. Sabi in him because he studied. He made sure his wife went and studied under. And he probably wouldn't even remember if she came walking in here right now. But she studied under, and they brought that to the family, and then they formed a health program in their family. Thank you. Make sure you come in. What? You know, you want to say something? I want to take you on. Thank you. Make sure you come in. What? You know, you want to say something? I want to take you on. Yeah, he's going to bring you on. No, give him a round of applause. Come on. Give him a hand. It's a black thing, yes, sir. It's a black. I'll see if I can take it up. Yes, it's made in China. Yes, it is made in China. You're absolutely right.
It's a long time. Do I need to do a commercial, Melanie? Do I need to do a commercial? Yeah, come on.
How's everyone doing? Good to see all these smiling, beautiful faces of my brothers and sisters. Dr. Afrika has a special bonus books tonight. If you get all these books, you can get it for $120. That's 7 books for $120. You won't be able to get it anywhere else for this price, okay? So every book that's on this table, while supplies last, okay? Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
It's a miracle that I'm alive, to tell you the truth. And I guess I'll talk about health. It seems to be what people think I talk about. It's been an interesting journey. First time I came up this way was in New Jersey. I think it was Gold something. Infovici had a place in New Jersey. Black Gold. They brought me up here. And then another group brought me in New Jersey. Jersey brought me up here. New York had problems there. So I've been coming up here a while. And unfortunately, what I see is deterioration of our race. Selling plastic rice. They got a plastic in potatoes. It floats and you put it in water. Of course, they have artificial meats. So they, what I'm trying to say is, you have not seen the highest level of barbaric behavior to white people. They're just practicing right now. They got something going on. But nonetheless, let's just start off with your mouth, because that seems to get everyone in trouble. We're trying to control our mouth and not leave it up to McDonald's and people like that. The key to this is to understand that the food is spiritual, and you're spiritual, and the food wants to be in you, because it takes it to its next level. Should I put the microphone on here now?
If you want the microphone on it. A microphone. Wow.
So we are having problems managing our mouths because we don't have that much knowledge given to us. We have been terribly miseducated, as Carnegie would say. And the problem is we don't understand it. The primary thing, aside from the eating, is our sex is deteriorating. We got 1 out of, I'd say 70% of the black women have fibroid tumors in the world. And of course, we have the highest epidemic of 8-year-old girls getting pregnant in the world in America. So we are catching it from both ends, I would say. Sexually, we don't know a damn thing. And we are suffering from what we call in my business food illiteracy. Food illiteracy means that you think all fruits are sweet when they are not. Corn is a fruit. Oatmeal is a fruit. They just flatten out the seed. If it's a seed, it's from a fruit. You're eating fruits. All beans are fruits. But we have it in our mind that fruits are sweet. But the majority of what you eat is fruits. Corn is a fruit, okra is a fruit, tomato is a fruit, squash is a fruit, cucumber is a fruit. The majority of what you eat is a fruit. And that's the highest level of energy in the plant. It's a baby. You're eating a plant's abortion. I didn't want to go there, but some people need to know that. So that's the problem. We suffer from food illiteracy. We combine food improperly. Probably because we learned how to eat from our slave master, who taught us how to have sex and how to have broken homes and messed up relationships with messed up children. It's no accident that we are messed up. We have been carefully taught how to be stupid. And of course, a lot of us store stupid in our brain, which is a whole nother level. Now then, what we're trying to do is just get a better understanding of how to live so we can be successful as a person. And to be successful as a person, you got to be alive. And to be alive, you have to eat. So we should start with that. Why do we eat? When do we eat? What do we eat? All of these things were never taught us because all we were told was pick the cotton, don't eat it. That's all we were. So it's not like you want to be stupid. You were carefully taught to be stupid. And you had to practice being stupid, which they call a catechism. You say, yes, master, I love you. Yes, master, I won't escape. Yes, master. We were taught how to be stupid, and they call it a catechism. You had to recite that every day. So don't think that it's something, I did something stupid. No, you were taught that. And the problem is how to unlearn these things. That's our greatest challenge, how to unlearn some of these things we thought were okay. First of all, babies cannot suck the breast. That's physiologically impossible. The babies chew the breast. And the milk comes out fast when they make a vacuum. It's a vacuum, and that makes the milk come out faster. That's a language. They call it a click language. And babies know how to say yes and no. So they raise their head up, that's yes. And when they're off the breath, they go this way. That's why yes and no is this way all over the world. So a lot of things, we just think babies suck the breast. No, that's stupid. White people taught you that. You have these ridges at the top of your mouth. It's like a speed bump. I don't know if you have them in the street here. They have them in Chicago. Speed bumps to slow you down. You have those ridges up there to slow down the milk, so it won't come at them so fast. The ridges at the top of your mouth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying that these things we already knew when we were 12 at one time, because we had a culture that was intact. But our culture's not intact. These other people come over here and they say, well, why can't black people do like the East Indians? Why can't black people do like... They come over here with their culture intact. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They put their altars right in their damn store, restaurant, nail shop, and be under the counter. They're gonna honor their ancestors. Mm-hmm. Their culture's intact. That's why they can go faster with things. But we don't have a culture intact. We're trying to heal our culture, heal ourselves, heal our relationship, and all that sort of thing. So I'm just trying to go over some of the rumors about the body so we can all be on the same, whatever, toilet sheet of paper or whatever we'll say today. So we're talking about the mythology about the body and the truth about the body. The other thing that occurs is you don't have a vocal cord. There's no guitar in your damn mouth. You have flat skin like on a balloon. If you put air in it, it stretches it and makes those sounds. That's what you have in your mouth. Flat piece of skin. It stretches like, I don't know if you, do they still do balloons or am I too analog?
Yeah, they still use balloons. Okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Helium. That's what they use.
Yeah, they get high on helium. So nonetheless, I'm saying that's just a rumor. It's physiologically impossible for a man to have sex with a woman. The penis is made out of sponge tissue. It can't move. All the muscles in the vagina, circular muscle, longitudinal muscles. The women are having sex with the man. That's physiology. The mythology is that the man is drilling over in her, or whatever they say. Is there some drilling or banging? Banging, yeah, right. That's the egg. Yeah. Winding. So no, the lady has all the muscles in her vagina. So actually, her vagina is male, and his penis is female. When they get together, it's a merger of the male and female, so you feel whole. Does anyone need me to pull it out through this one? We got to get past the unreal. It's in our culture, it's something called ma'at. We got to know the real from the unreal. And I'm trying to separate the unreal so you can see things clearly. So when you see a lion and a tiger's attacking a herd of deer, you won't say he's attacking a herd of deer. You know that he's the garbage can. He gets rid of the weak, the old who can't keep up with the herd. If he didn't do that, the herd wouldn't survive. So if the herd speeds up, the lion will speed up. If the lion slows down, the whole herd will slow down because they have a relationship. So you got to start seeing things that way. That God made things complementary. It's no battle of the sex, it's complementary sex. But we're looking at things through the Europeans' eyes. And They have problems there. Their whole social system is different. I think I have it in the book my wife was finishing up. Right. Yeah. I made a mistake there. I better go back to husband's school. I practiced on my first 2 marriages. I thought I had it right. Especially the learning wheels.
Join the club, Doc.
Yeah. I got that curse from him. I was all right till I met him. Nonetheless, it's a whole lot of myths about the body. Of course, ladies have about 7, some have 8 erections. The men, I think, have 1. So let's go through the erections. You feel like going through that?
Yeah, we go through.
You have to be able to count for this thing. People tend to misspell words that they're over 3 letters. KFC. It's over 3 letters. People start misspelling.
Right.
I'm telling you. God was talking about how bad the condition is for black people because we had a hall of costs.
Oh, Lord.
It was over 3 letters. He just blew it. Hall of costs. Okay. It was close. So we're going to say that the outside lips get erect and go point out towards. The inside lips get erect. I'm in a vagina now, brothers. Listen. So the inside lips get erect and get flat and open up the vaginal bulbs, we call it. How many is that so far?
2.
Thank you. The shaft of the vagina gets long. That's erection.
3.
Thank you. The neck of the cervix, which is the mouth of the uterus, we call it the cervix. That gets erect and that gets longer.
4.
Okay. And the clitoris gets erect.
5.
And the tissue around where the ladies pee, we call it the urethra. That gets erect. Goes and pushes downward and causes what you call a G-spot or something. How many is that?
6.
Yeah. Now, some of y'all are getting excited. I'm talking science here. This is like whatever that is. Another something over there. So, where am I at with this whole?
We're going to number 7 now. We're going to number 7.
Yeah, we left out the urethra. I said the tissue around the urethra.
Yeah.
Then the tissue around the clitoris gets erect. And after sexual intercourse, you got to enter a course like enter a highway. Only a penis can have enter the course. That's why they call it sexual intercourse.
Okay, family, I'm sorry. I thought I had to cut that off. But I'm going to share that in the live if you want to see the rest of it. I'm going to share it in the live if you want to see the rest of it. I told y'all I'm going to only be up here till 11 o'clock. That was it. I'm going to share it right now in this. This is the link right now. I'm putting the link right now if you want to watch it yourself. That is the link. I just posted the link to that full video, which was like 4 hours. That's a full video, which is 4 hours. That was filmed on Global Media on that particular day with Dr. LLAILA Afrika and Dr. Melanie. Dr. Melanie also spoke towards the end. So if you want to watch it, the link is in the chat. And make sure you check it out. It was a very good dissertation by Dr. Afrika, and he did it right there at Nicholas Brooklyn. Thank you, Nicholas Brooklyn, for always being the spot that I was able to bring certain things for a good amount of years. From downtown to uptown, I want to thank everybody that came on and everybody that was watching. This has been the tribute to Dr. LLAILA Afrika. I might close out with another banger of his real quick. Yeah, I might close out with this one here. So I see a nice one. I'm going to close out with this one called Melanin Composition and Chemistry by Brooke Creda. So, family, thank you very much for tuning in and locking in, and thank all of y'all for being a part. Make sure y'all support Dr. LLAILA Afrika and his wife, the widow of Dr. Afrika, the one, the only Dr. Melanie. That is their PayPal, their Cash App, and also if you don't want to send Cash App, go buy the books. Go buy the books. Believe me, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed with the information, especially if you're getting into holistic health. You will not be disappointed. All right. Thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, and I hope to see y'all tomorrow, because tomorrow I have two ladies that I'm going to be working with tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be speaking with Kendall Cobb, sipping tea and talking hypnotherapy on January 28th at 1 p.m. And that evening, I will be speaking to Destiny Pendarvis, intuitive life coach and crystal advisor, the power of inner growth. And on the 31st, Wednesday the 31st, we will be bringing in Blue Pillar and Black Dot will be in the building on Wednesday the 31st. They're talking about the lecture that they're going to be speaking at over there at Nicholas on February the 3rd. So make sure you get your tickets over there at Eventbrite at Nicholas, Brooklyn. Get your tickets at Eventbrite at Nicholas, Brooklyn, and California, Ife, Spiritual Legacy. Do remember, if you're in Toronto, Canada, Professor James Smalls is heading to Toronto this week. So he should be in Toronto, Canada this week. So big up to him. And of course, I just want to remind everybody that Nia Love is coming in on February the 11th, because she's promoting a big event, a returning home wellness retreat for mental health practitioners and professionals and therapists in Jamaica, West Indies. And if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, between Atlanta and another private location, maybe in Stone Mountain, the private location will be in Stone Mountain. The event should be in Atlanta. So make sure on February 1st, I will be putting the links to those two events. So if you want to go to those two events, one is a private all-day event and one is a public event. So if you want to go to that event, please, please, please come on out. It's going to be fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Don't forget, on February 1st, the new website launches, afroprep.com. That's afroprep.com. Make sure you check out Aton Edwards and AfroPrep. Big up to Green Studio New York, greenstudio.newyork.com. Hit them up. My son and the whole team over there. If you want to take my webinar, make sure you take my webinar right here. This is how you take it. You can make sure you go to that webinar, go to those links, and you could pay through PayPal or Cash App. But make sure you put your email and your number, and I'll take care of you. You'll get the links. Big up to Carrie Ann Ingram. Yesterday was her birthday. Make sure you hit her up. CarrieAnnIngram.com or Linktree at Carrie Ann Ingram. Lloyd Strayhorn, hit up Lloyd Strayhorn. Big up to Lloyd all the time. 800-581-4401. And do remember, my audio books are coming out towards the spring. Get all my books through Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. And also, if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. Accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. Dr. B. Sirius shared that with us. And of course, Dr. Blair shared this with us. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind and my spirit and soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank y'all very much for tuning in and locking in. Thank y'all very much for saluting Dr. Afrika with me today. And I'm going to close out with one of these links that I have of Dr. Afrika right now. And I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m., family. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be strong, be focused, be your great self in any way you can. I love you all because I love myself, and that's how it's going to be. All right? Peace and love. Take care.
Melanin is the chemical key to life. There is nothing else to study in science but melanin. We call it chemi, which means black.
The people who study melanin particles call what they're studying, the scientists call chemistry. What you call chemistry, the study of melanin particles that go around in an orbit, and we call them electrons, protons, solitons. Those are melanin particles. That's why we call it chemistry. And the country you come from is called Kemet, which some people call Egypt. There's nothing else to study but melanin. And if you study chemistry or heard of chemistry and haven't heard the word melanin, you have just been studying social science. You go into a classroom and you call it biology, but biology is the way melanin controls a cell. And we call that little melanin sitting in the cell the new sun, the nucleus. The new sun radiates information and tells the cell how to operate, how to think, how to digest. That's melanin. Biology is the study of melanin and how it communicates. There's nothing else to study if you're going into the living sciences. Melanin plays a part in your historical memory. The more melanin you have, the more you're connected to your ancestors. You can pull on thoughts that you didn't even know were there because melanin gives you ancestral memory. That's based on melanin. That's how we classify races, based on their melanin content. It's not the quality of melanin in your skin we're talking about. Doesn't mean a light-skinned brother is less black than you are. We're talking about the melanins produced inside their body by the pineal gland. That's the melanin we measure. Every living thing has to have melanin. White people have it, but they have a lesser amount. And their melanin is different from your melanin. Their melanin has sulfur in the nipple, and your melanin has selenium in the nipple. There are two different types of melanin that could not biologically come down the same tree. That's physiologically impossible.
Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. It's the numerational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.
Eye to eye, heart to heart, each one teach one us. This is Professor Imhotep, the Island Monk, here at Warrior Kido Jiu-Jitsu, Way of the Warrior Spirit. So we're here to go over the rules and try to make that as swift as possible for you guys. So the rules essentially are very few. Number one is to follow us on TikTok at the Island Monk, or if you have Instagram, you can follow us at Warrior Temple, Island University. Or if you really love us and want to show us support, you can follow us at both. You're going to find the Kata Shodachi, and you're either going to duet us on TikTok or collab with us on Instagram and win 10 tickets for every additional video you do beyond that. So as we say with all the warriors, eye to eye, heart to heart, each one teach one, us.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numeral Base. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numeration for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.